Hello and welcome everybody. I'm doing a video um, on about 500 CDs. We're just going to do them in little sports and everything. So in the description, I put down the radio station project, which is easybreezyradio.com, which is my radio station, online radio station project I've been doing. And for the most part, I've had a hard time trying to get CDs together and everything, and I'm go through my whole collection. There's a bunch of holes of stuff I wanted to get, um, so I bought 500 CDs. So I've been spent how much I spent? About 150 bucks, I think, close to about 120, 150 bucks on just CDs. So about 500 CDs. Some of them are random mix from secondhand stores that just get garbage CDs. They got a ton of. Just put them all together as one bundle without artwork or cases, which that's great for me because this is went from collecting stuff to now we're doing a hit and run, trying to get as much stuff through as we can, so I could continue with the project. So here, this was sort of interesting. There's a few Sun House, there's some Craze, there's some Lonnie Mac. So there's some stuff in here. Moon River. This one I was trying to get for the other radio station. So I got 3 radio stations going. I got the Easy Breezy Radio, which is just adult contemporary from the 70s and 80s where I grew up. The Beautiful Music Station, which is everything beautiful music. So think Sinatra, think all the orchestras and stuff like that. That's stuff I like too. And the Christmas Music Station, which is dead on arrival right now. I got to redo that whole thing. So we got 3 radio stations. Easy Breezy is the only one that's really functioning right at the moment. The Beautiful Station was functioning, but I took it off air because I'm not paying $250, $300, what is that, $350 a year to keep it, where I could reduce it down to like 100. So it'll reduce my cost, and it's a lot easier. And also the service I use, they changed their interface, their user interface, so it's not as nice as it was. It's now, well, it's hard to operate. I don't find it real comfortable to use with. So I'm going to end it here. I'll splice in my findings and what I have is good, and some of the stuff notable in here. I'm not going to do like Streisand or something. I'm not going to go through every CD because I'll think of it. Hey, at least I got history from Michael Jackson. Yeah, it's a start, but it's not the right case. So that's the video for right now. I'll be back later after I go through them all. Okay, so I'm back. We'll move that out of the way. There we go. So we have some of the greatest hits I picked out that I like. I think these are kind of interesting. So first of all, we got a Time Life Music CD. So this is actually a reboot of the 1970s. These were put on cassettes and records and 8 tracks at the time. And they're actually done by Romantic Strings, were their group that they had just do records of. Mancini was Mancini. Mancini allowed them to use his music into their collections, as well as Roger Williams. So that was kind of cool. We got Lionel Richie, Truly Love Songs. So for the radio station, if I flip it around, it has all the big songs, but I think these are actually, these are all the single versions. So most of the ones I have are album cuts, and I need some of the single versions to break it up because people do not know that much the album cuts. Classic Rhythm and Blues Collection. So these you don't find out much in the wild, and they were part of the mail order for Time Life. But most of the time, I think if you flip it around, yeah, they have it for no, it has Time Life on it. Yeah, there's a code on it. Yeah, so sometimes these were into the wild, but you don't really find them that much in the wild. I don't know if they were that popular or not. Sun House Complete Library Congress Session, which is sort of interesting. There's a few Sun House records and CDs into this. And I remember I just got reminded from a radio show locally that Sun House was around Rochester, New York in the 70s, destitute, and it was pretty much playing for supper into the lake touristy area. But it got a few of those, and these are decent recordings. They're not the greatest. I got a bunch of Lonnie Mac records, or CDs, I should say. And most of them are redone to Alligator Records, which was his label, and are mainly from the 90s. They're going to be decent quality. I don't think they're great. I think they actually redid them in the digital age, so they've been remastered a few times over. So that's sort of interesting. I would like to hear that one. Another one. This is another Reader's Digest music catalog. Another re-release from the 1970s. Has Roger Williams, Mancini, and Floyd Kramer, who he was willing to put new music to the Reader's Digest. He's doing them. He's still doing the standards and such like that. So, and he was still performing in Nashville at the time and he was really getting into synthesizers. This is sort of interesting. I don't know how it's Huntslinger and Friends, but for sentimental reasons, sometimes these newer versions of standards, they tend to be pretty good. We're eventually going to get new music onto the Beautiful Music site, so that would make sense with it, with some of the things I'm doing with the radio station. Box set, discount store box set of Nat King Cole. So this is again filler for the radio station. I do not have a lot of Nat King Cole. If it is, it's in the various compilation records I have. So yeah, that's part of it. So we put those aside. CD Masterwork Dinner Classics, Dinner for Two. So this is a Martha Stewart tie-in, one of her earlier tie-ins from the late 80s, early 90s. So that's when she was becoming big. And this is kind of interesting because this is actually pretty good CD. I don't want to say hard to find, but you don't find many of them out in the wild. One person has them up for like $40. So I'll kill that off instantly. The Firm, Little Robert Plant. I actually do have this on LP. Just kind of nice to see it on CD. It's a common CD, but it just was interesting. Barbra Streisand Memories. So this one is her second compilation record. So this was all the, think of it, flip it around here. It is, for the most part, it's all the songs from the 1970s and 80s. So it's not her early works, but it's always a good solid record, especially for the Beautiful Music station. Sinatra into the Columbia record area. So this is one of the new remastered ones, and that's cool because I do have a Sinatra CD set right now into the soon to be established playlist for the radio station. So that would help me out a lot with trying to get more Sinatra on there. Ryko disc, Steel Disc 3. If you look on the back, a lot of old and new artists at the time for Ryko Records, and this is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting because they were actually at the time they were getting a lot of the old artists and re-releasing some of their lesser known records on their label. The new one, I'm just curious how it's going to see. It's you gotta hear Guitar Legends sometimes, so this is gonna be a cool CD just to listen to. Motown Legends Volume 1. Now this is another one where you would sit there and find at the stores, but I always find ones that are individual artists. I never found a Legends one. This is a common record, of course, but again, I'm going to eventually get all the Motown hit songs via compilation. This is a contemporary jazz that's tie-in to pharmaceutical industry. So I'm sort of curiosity what it is. It is actually a legit record, so it would be kind of interesting to see what this one's about. I may keep this one. This is already sealed. That's kind of cool. Tom Cochrane, his follow-up. This is going to be an interesting one. I would like to listen to this one for fun. Yeah. Got a bunch of Lonnie Mac CDs. I'm just gonna pop it right there. This is just one I pulled out. So, I think this is going to be an interesting just listen to. I'm just curious what it sounds like. Not for the radio station or anything. And they have a decent thing of Blue Dog record. I got a few Blue Dog records in here, which is a good re-release. But yeah, Big Joe Williams. That's gonna be sort of fun to listen to. A little bit of blues. Well, we tipped that over. Okay, put those aside. Okay, I'm going to give this guy a plug. Flip it around. Pause it. That was stuck to a CD. The Walter Otis Rush. That's going to be fun too. That's going to be very, very fun listening to that for a little bit. So I got 2 copies of the Celine Dion. These are Special Times, which are their Christmas records. So it would be kind of nice to put that onto the CD player. Classic Rhythm Blues Collection. It's another CD into that. I don't find these, but this is going to be sort of fun. At least it's going to have Who's Making Love. That's always a good song. And some of the stuff I do have on audio tape, so it's nice to have some different blues or rhythm blues songs into on CD. Gene Autry collection. So this is going to be sort of interesting too. I don't know where this would probably go, but I think it's just going to be something just interesting to listen to. I don't know if we'll keep this or not, but it'd be kind of nice. And a tall boy. So a long rack thing. It's a Manvanti Orchestra Christmas CD, which is always. That's after his death, so this is the orchestra after his death. So it'd be kind of nice to sit there and listen to and put that through the Christmas radio station. So, and that's all that I have. So if you like this video like this, where I break open a bunch of CDs, also too, I looked at the condition. They're varied. I mean, there's some scratches onto it, and they're not pristine, but we'll see what we could get out of them. Some of them are going to be sold, hopefully. Got one that's sealed, so that one's going to go off. It's something I don't like. So, yeah. So I'll give the credit to the person. It's a decent price for what I got. Can't complain too loudly. So I think this is a win. Yeah, if you like videos of me just ripping apart collections of CDs and showing you some of the highlights, it's great. So I got another 450 of them. This is just 60 something, 63, 64 I picked up. And if I threw around real quick, and that's the remainder of them I didn't put up on there because they're all right. Some of them I got some duplicates, but no, those are ones I point out that I thought, yeah, that's interesting. So thank you very much for watching.